Pleased to welcome to the program Representative Jen Kiggans from Virginia's 2nd Congressional District, a Navy veteran, Congresswoman. Thank you so much for being with us.
Hi, it's great to be with you.
So first, let's talk about your own military service and go Navy, beat Army.
That's right. They did a great job this year. Congrats to the football team. But, that's an important part just of who I am. In my bio, I had the privilege of flying Navy helicopters for 10 of the best years of my life. I flew H-46s and H-3s on the East Coast and deployed a couple times to the Persian Gulf. Met my husband, who's a retired F-18 pilot. And now I'm very proud of our oldest son, who's continuing the family tradition, who's in Navy flight school. And a lot of debate in our house about if he should fly helicopters or jets. But it was certainly just that time of my life and being able to serve the country and be tip of the spear was really meaningful in setting me up for just my priorities and just understanding the importance of national security issues, defense issues, and the importance of our standing on the world stage.
Well, you can probably appreciate this, and it's something that I hear so often for those who are in the military, and I come from a Navy family with 2 daughters who are in the Navy and a son-in-law and a soon-to-be son-in-law, but they all talk about the length of time it takes for the training and often the hurry up and wait because they don't have enough training, pilots to train, or they don't have enough planes. And it seems to me that there's a lot of wasted energy in all of this. What was your experience?
Yeah, I will say it's best when pilots can stay in the air, and we need to keep them flying. And it took me about 3.5 years to get winged, and it took jet pilots about 4 years. So that's too long, in my opinion. I would certainly like to see us expedite the training process, and so we can make pilots quicker if, especially, God forbid, we actually need them. But there's a lot of room for improvement, things like the defense budget. And I have the privilege of sitting on Armed Services Committee here in the House, which I love that work the most just because I see some of our gaps and where we need to be doing better. And I know that our chairman, Mike Rogers, certainly shares those priorities. I talk as much as I can about the defense budget being inadequate, but we're at 2.9% of our GDP. This is one of the lowest points in history for defense spending. And we have to put our money where our mouth is, not just for the warfighting piece, for things like new airplanes. We don't have enough ships. We're losing in that numbers game with China, submarines, aircraft carriers, the actual hands-on tools that we need, but then also just taking care of our military members. I sat on a bipartisan quality of life. It was a recruitment retention quality of life task force last Congress, and we really did a lot of work at looking, how we can take care of the people that volunteer to serve. We have an all-volunteer force. We better take care of these people. We spent 9 months talking to a lot of different advocacy groups and ended up, we came up with 31 amendments for the NDAA to the tune of about $5 billion to improve things like pay and compensation, especially for junior enlisted, for housing, for health care, for child care, for spouse employment. We got 29 of those amendments in the NDAA passed out of the Senate. And so we should see those things go into effect in our service members and their families to really start to feel that impact and should feel that Congress is listening, that we are really trying to take care of the people, because that is by far and away just the most important strength we have, I believe, our military men and women and their families. So we better take care of them while we're just thinking of our warfighting needs at the same time. So there's a lot of work to be done.